Your personal branding blueprint. This is going to be a great class because a lot of public adjusters, they really don't think about their brand, to be honest with you. And you're leaving a lot of money on the table. You're leaving a lot of consistency and efficiency that you can bring to your business just by understanding some of the basic aspects of what a brand entails and how to incorporate that in your business. Let's go through it. First of all, why brand yourself? Well, branding gives you authority and the ability to market yourself a lot easier and to attract the right client. When you're branding, you should get clear on why someone should work with you. Your website, in fact, is a representation of your brand. It communicates your brand to the world. Your collateral material, the handouts that you give to partners and clients and prospects are representation of your brand, and they all should be consistent. Your authority, if you can establish yourself as an expert in your field, you should be able to demonstrate value. You can try for some, even some media, if you want to be on TV or on radio and make yourself, brand yourself as an authority in your field. That's a great way to drive some brand recognition. So make sure that you establish yourself as an expert. And that could be something as simple as creating a blog and using and writing the blog. Write some what's called evergreen content, something that will last many years that you can repurpose in many different ways. If you want to create a nice blog and make an ebook out of it, like that's one way that you can repurpose one blog post into an ebook and establish yourself as an authority. The ebook could be some kind of lead capture on your website, while the blog post can be on your website and be posted on other sites like medium.com is a place where you can post blog posts. Medium, Medium. You can even post your own blogs to LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profile. Right underneath where it says post on LinkedIn, write a post, there's write an article. And you can just click write an article and post your blog there. That all establishes yourself as an expert in your field. And then, branding also helps making it easy for everyone to know what you're about, what you stand for. And we'll go through some of those examples here in just a minute. Branding allows you to build a strong foundation for your company, especially if you're trying to scale. You should showcase your skills and credentials. What skills have you acquired through life? Really think about that. Even if it's not an official, a training certificate or some kind of award that you received, you should be able to think about, even if it's just like a couple classes and maybe going through your bachelor's degree or grad school, like those are some of the skills that you've achieved. You should be able to talk about and discuss and show your expertise if it relates to public adjusting, or even not even directly to the industry, but even servicing clients. If it's an expertise, like if you learned how to be a good project manager or a good manager, that those are all skills that you can learn, that you can exude to your clients rather. Your passions. You want to talk about what you're passionate about. Your brand should really exude that. So I had used in the storytelling class an example of how I'm passionate about helping animals, and even brought my story through my brand because I'm passionate about, I'm a vegetarian and this is the reason why, because I went to a chicken killing plant and I really like animals. I don't want to eat them. That's what I'm passionate about. And that kind of stuff really, whether it resonates with your audience or not, it makes you stand for something, and it helps provide foundation. That stuff might not directly bring you work, bring you clients, but it will establish yourself as someone who stands for something. And that does account for something with prospects and clients. Building a strong foundation also has to do with your core values and beliefs. So think about, what are some of your important core values? Sometimes, I've met a public adjuster who is very religious, and some of his core values from his religion comes through his business side, which is okay. I mean, if that's the brand that you want to exude, think about, what do you believe in? It could be something as you believe in your country. Maybe you're a military vet like me, and maybe you're in the Army and you want to exude that aspect through your work in many ways. Maybe through the Army had taught you certain core values and beliefs that you now carry over to your business, and you should tell a story on how that is, how you carry that through to your business. So what do you stand for? Maybe even what do you stand against? All those things can be exuded in your personal brand. And then once you have all that, what I just discussed, you can now start to develop your mission, your brand vision, and your brand message. Your brand vision, what do you want to be known for? All right. There's a lot of different personality types or things that you could stand for that you can really exude to your clients and prospects. And then your brand mission. Think to yourself, why do you want to build a personal brand? What is your promise? What do you want to influence? What do you want to accomplish? And maybe what I'll do here is I'll create an entire live segment, an actual webinar where we can join. We can all talk about some good brand missions for Public Adjuster, some good brand visions. We can really start to brainstorm this, but there are tons of books and help articles online, and you can type in like developing your brand mission or developing your brand vision, and you'll get a lot of great exercises that will help you work your way through these brands. Especially, branding becomes more and more important as you start to scale and bring on other public adjusters to your company. You really have to exude your brand. This class is about personal branding, but there's also corporate branding. You have to exude your corporate and personal brand to your other public adjusters you're bringing on, so they know what the reason why you exist and why you wake up doing every day what you do. Having that brand as a leader and exuding that to your other public adjusters really gives meaning to why they're working for you, and they're motivated to do so. So your brand message is basically your key message that you want to communicate clearly and consistently reinforce it. And going back to the class I talked about on developing your USP and value propositions, you should rewatch those, and then your brand message will communicate through your USP, your unique selling proposition. Okay. And that all comes together through your brand personality. What are some of the personal characteristics and traits that you can weave into your brand? And usually for public adjuster, this goes by your personal characteristics, not so much a company characteristic. But do you want to be perceived as polished and professional, or quirky, funny, someone who takes things lightheartedly, someone who's sarcastic? I have a public adjuster I work with who's very sarcastic. I can never really tell if he's giving me a right answer or a real answer, or something that's kind of funny and witty and sarcastic. I kind of like that. So it's you want to make sure that whatever you're choosing, you're being consistent and professional with it. Okay, or not professional. I mean, you always want to be professional, but you want to be sure that you're consistent with it and not giving your clients mixed signals. Be sure to choose your target audience. You don't want to try to appeal to everyone. There's an old saying in marketing, if I'm marketing to everyone, I'm marketing to no one. So in reality, not everyone is your ideal client. And as you get more experience as a public adjuster, you will know what clients you serve best, what best value you can provide, but certainly demographics. I know many of you public adjusters are licensed in more than one state, but there's certain demographics that you know better than others. You're going to have to know there's certain things about your client's policies that are very location specific. All right. So if you are a specialist in, say, the New Jersey area, and you know what certain taxes and entitlements are in that area, you need to show your expertise to your audience and tell them, hey, listen, I've been working New Jersey claims for 17 years. This is what you need to know, blah, 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 blah. And I can help you navigate through that. And then what are your desires and aspirations? You want to be able to tell your client, what you hope to achieve by helping them, whether it's part of a bigger picture or it's just something as simple as getting them the maximum amount for their policy. And then what's your pain points and challenges? When you're trying to appeal to everyone, pain points and challenges are different for everyone. You're not going to appeal to anyone if you do that. So you want to make sure that you understand your pain points and your challenges of your ideal client. And then all this comes down to developing a great story. Once you do everything I said in this video, you should be able to develop a great story that hooks people on you and why you do what you do. You want to make sure that they understand why you get up every day and do what you do, what's your passion, what drives you, what you stand for. That all comes down to your personal branding. Okay, so developing a personal brand is very important, not only to give you consistency and motivation in the work that you do every day, but also helps your clients and your prospects understand why you're helping them and what motivates you. So hope you take branding seriously. Good luck.